Well, here we are. It is the F1 finale this weekend as F1 reaches the World Championship decider between three drivers going for glory at the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. But don't worry, it is not the final F1 Clash event. Our season runs until around May, so plenty more action on the track for you to compete at. And of course, with that is the GP of the Abu Dhabi event. Yes, this is running from the 3rd to the 7th of December, and we are going to get absolutely stuck in with your number one place to go for strategy guides. Now, of course, there are boosts that are incorporated this week. We have Max Verstappen, all versions, getting a 10% stat boost. We also have a couple of parts that are getting a 10% stat boost. Nexus and Valkyrie, all receiving that 10% boost as well. Now, our sponsor task for the week is going to be, again, race points. So you should be used to this by now. Race points are absolutely a must-have when it comes to racing. And of course, it is the Palm boost, which is associated with this circuit. And now, this is a really good boost and drivers to collect this week. But the boost in particular is a fantastic boost. Great for circuits like Monza, where you need a little bit more tyres. You still need defence, but you need race start. Any defence speed circuit, Austria can work really well. This is a must go-to boost. It's one of the best boosts on the game. So with that, we are obviously going to want to make sure we compete really successfully this week, because you need that Palm boost in your stock, absolutely. And that is why we're going to get into your intro guide. It is strategy guide for qualifying, and we are going to bring everything for you in this video. Now, do let me know down below. We did see something released by Hutch recently, and here it is. It was something special coming to our rosters. Let me know if you have any thoughts in the comments down below. What do you think this is going to be? Please do let me know. Best guesses, and we'll see if some of you maybe are correct. But F1 Clash special editions are coming hopefully soon. We'll find out when, I imagine soon, about when they are going to get released and what is it. I guess we'll find out. So, with that in mind, let's cross over to our area and we're going to talk through everything. So we're going to quickly run through the event, but again, we are going to give you everything. So we're going to give you your driver selections, we're going to give you your car setup selections, we're going to be going into boost selection, as well as your tyre strategy for all of your qualifying races. As well as that, we are going to recommend a car setup to you. Now, our car setups are always built on the fastest setup. It is up to you whether or not you want to go and add more qualifying. If it's a difficult circuit and you want to start further towards the front, then it's up to you if you would like to add more qualifying to your car. Of course, I can't cover off all bases, but I try and give you the fastest setup, and then it's down to you if you want to start further up on the grid. So with that in mind then, let's get into this. It is the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. We've been through your Verstappen's, Nexus and Valkyries, but let's take a look even further. So, again, Palm boost, and quite a lot of them can be won depending on your level. Now, of course, legendary drivers this week are not permitted because it's an F1 event. And of course, we have the sponsor task. So if you are in Champions, you only need to use one of the following: Verstappen, Nexus or Valkyrie for an extra 5 points. But remember, on the weekend it goes up to level 3s on opening round, level 5s on the final round, so make sure you watch out for that one. But of course, for me, yeah, we're going to recommend some of the setups, but you might need to change your setup in Champions if you are, or depending on if you're using Verstappen, Nexus or Valkyrie. Now in Contender, nice and easy, Max Verstappen level 1 across the board for an extra race points of 4. Challenger is common Verstappen level 1 across the board, and Junior, you have to use Slick Shift on your car setup for an extra 2 race points. So I would absolutely recommend that you go for the race points this week. Now, of course, the circuits that we have in qualifying. We have got Abu Dhabi in the dry. We're going to have the very difficult circuit of Sao Paulo and Brazil in wet conditions. That is your race number 2. That is probably most likely going to be one of your fastest lap circuits this week. You've got Shanghai with race number 3. That is also a power unit circuit, as well as race number 4 of Singapore. So let's get into your strategy guide, give you everything you need, and of course, remember to always let me know in the comments your best results. And actually, just before we do that, we can quickly show you some good results. So congratulations to Paulo, P2 in Contender, only had 3,000 trophies as well, so absolutely well done to Paulo. We also then have a P3 in Contender, sticking with the theme for Sticker Mad Brit. Missed out by P1 by just 2 points. Appreciates the help. And of course, finally, we've got Spectral Wraith. Put my results on the strategy video, but might as well bring it here. A P1 in the first Challenger GP. Let's absolutely go. Well done to everybody who is getting good results. Now, let's cross over to your strategy guide then. Okay, so remember 10% boosts. Remember your sponsor tasks. They might amend your setups, your driver selection, of course. Now, overtaking drivers are required at Abu Dhabi. You are going to then select your power unit setup for this first circuit, and we have got an 8 laps to come, and your setups in there as well in terms of your strategy. So Junior, Challenger and Contender, most likely running a 2-stop, with Champion going to the 1-stop. It might be that you do the 4 hard in Contender if you've got 80 tyre management. Now, your driver lineup, we have got your best overtaking drivers from Junior, Challenger, Contender and Champion. So obviously Lewis Hamilton featuring a lot in there, so is Behrman, but remember to check that Max Verstappen as well. Now, above my head are all the boosts that feature overtaking and power unit. You've got Unstoppable, Ghoul Fuel, Dragon, Roostat, Glitz. You've also got Skull, Impact, Taurus, so do check that. If you don't have any of them, try to use a overtaking boost. That is it. Now, your track map, the back straight to use DRS. The back straight again then to conserve. Now, make sure you attack with DRS when you use it, but if you're not using DRS, please make sure to conserve. It's blue for conserve, yellow for neutral engine mode, and red for attacking. Now, let's get your setup on power unit. So Slick Shift is included in your Junior setup because you need it for an extra 2 race points. Your Challenger setup is as followed. We then have your Contender setup. And remember, for the Champion setup, if dependent on the sponsor task, you've obviously got Nexus that you could use. Obviously, that is already in your setup. But if you don't have that, you might need to use Valkyrie or you might need to use Max to get the additional race points. So make sure to be clued up and ready. Now, the next circuit is that Brazil in wet conditions. So we have got overtaking drivers. You shouldn't need to change these drivers, but you need to change your setup. So change your power unit setup to a cornering setup. Now, 9 laps to come, 2-stop in Junior and Challenger, moving to more like a 1-stop in Contender and Champion, and your recommended tyre management. Only just you can get the 1-stop with 75 tyre management. Now, your drivers are going to be exactly the same that we went through previously because they are the same drivers that you require pretty much at Abu Dhabi and your next circuit of China. So go ahead, pick them drivers, and remember the stat boosts as well. You've got Cranberry, Glitz, Ode, Herald and Copper all feature overtaking and cornering, but yet again, make sure to use overtaking boost if you don't have any of them. Now, the track map in the middle, the home straight for DRS, and from turn 3, you can use DRS as well. So definitely down to use it there if you can't use it down the home straight. But again, make sure to conserve on the straights and attack on the corners when you don't have DRS as well. So that is a must. Now, your setup for cornering, of course, Junior, we keep with the Slick Shift for your race points. We have got your Challenger setup in there as well. You have got your Contender setup. And then, of course, when we move to your Champion setup, it is a case that obviously this setup includes Max Verstappen usage, but you might need to add Nexus, you might need to add Valkyrie if you are not using Max Verstappen, because it's all about the race points this week. That is key, so please do give a check of that one. Now, the next circuit that we have coming up is Shanghai. It is China in dry conditions. So we have got overtaking drivers being required and a power unit set up back, so it's the same as Abu Dhabi. We've got 7 laps to come, and that features a 2-stop in Junior and Challenger before doing the 1-stop in Contender and Champions. Now, again, your drivers should be exactly the same. Overtaking drivers are being required at this circuit, so there should be no change for the first 3 races. Your boosts are the same as Abu Dhabi, so I won't go through them in detail, but again, overtaking boost is key. Now, your track map in the middle, that back straight is amazing for DRS, so make sure to use DRS down there and attack down the straight to get that extra performance into the corner. You can also use it down the home straight, but the best place is down the back straight. Now, in terms of your setup, we're going back to your Abu Dhabi setup. This is your junior setup with stick shift. We have got your challenger setup in there as well before we move to your contender setup. And then we go into your champion setup, which includes Nexus, which is part of the sponsor task as well. So we are covering you off nicely. So we have one more circuit to go. We've been to China, we've been to Sao Paulo, Brazil, and we've been to Abu Dhabi. We finish with a trip to Singapore in qualifying. So this is where you're actually going to keep the setup, but change your drivers this time. So race start drivers are required to be the fastest around Singapore, as well as that power unit setup. 6 laps to come can be a very difficult circuit, but we've got your recommended tyre strategies in there as well for you. Now, your drivers for race start are as followed. So we've got your Bearmans down in Junior and Challengers, your Alonso's in Contender and Champion. But remember, you might need the use of Max Verstappen. So again, race points, you're probably going to have to sacrifice race start and use Max Verstappen. Now, boosts, Surf, Frost, Gladiator, Rooster and Instinct all feature race start and power unit. Again, if you don't have any of them, try and find yourself a race start boost. Now, the track map, home straight and the first straight can be used at DRS. That third blue section, you can also use DRS as well. Just make sure that whichever one you use DRS at, you use conserve mode on the other two. That is absolutely key. But it's a very difficult circuit, it can be. Singapore. Now, your setup, you're going to use it 3 times. It's your power unit setup again in qualifying. So we've got your Junior, Challenger, Contender, and through to Champion setup that you should be using. Of course, we give you the parts that I recommend. Ignore the actual stats because it's down to you on what levels you have. So that is your strategies for Abu Dhabi, Sao Paulo, Shanghai, and Singapore. So hopefully you are going to absolutely smash the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. We are going to give you as much information in these videos as we possibly do so that you can go and get your best results, especially as we head nearly into 2026. So good luck in your Abu Dhabi Grand Prix event. Keep letting me know down below how you are getting on. And if you've made it this far, please make sure to join our live streams. It's great to see all of you with us every single week.